This is Ciaran Gibbons for Seconds Out. I'm delighted to be joined by trainer Tony Sims. Tony, your fighter Joe Cordina in action this Saturday, a night of redemption.
Yeah, as you know, he never lost the title in a ring, so he still believes he's a champion. And on Saturday night, he's got the chance to, bring the IBF world title back to Wales.
You know Joe probably better than 99% of people. I mean, how upset and angry and annoyed was he at being stripped of his title?
Yeah, well, you see some champions, they don't get stripped of the title for not defending for a year if they're injured. Like Joe was injured and, he needed the time to heal. It was a genuine operation on his hand and he never got that opportunity, but, he's got a straight shot at the title, so, he's in great shape and, I'm looking for him to regain that title Saturday night.
And is Joe even more fired up for this contest because of what happened with the title being stripped?
Yeah, he's always mentally good, Joe, and he always believes in himself. And when you win a world title, it gives you that self-belief that you are the best in the world, and he believes he is the best in the world. And he's got a tough fight on Saturday night. Rakhimov is an unbeaten fighter, a good fighter, tough. We see him win the world title against Shavkat Barrett, so we know what he's all about. And it's going to be a great fight on Saturday. It's really going to be a good fight against two unbeaten world champions. So I'm looking forward to it.
And of course, Rakhimov is trained by Freddie Roach, an all-time great trainer. Will be a battle of minds between yourself and Freddie as well?
I don't really think like that, really. I'm just focused on what Joe's got to do. Study the opponent and just focusing on what Joe's got to do and, how he's going to do it on fight night. I don't really think like that, really.
And in the lead up to the fight now, the next 2-3 days, what will you be doing to keep Joe nice and calm, keep his mind on the game?
Yeah, Joe's experienced, so, he's had a lot of amateur fights and, he's done nearly 200 fights he's had, amateur and pro, so, leading up to the fight, he's always calm and, he's done the hard work in the gym, so, the fight Saturday, he'll be in great shape mentally and physically.
Is Joe one of those type of fighters that's not affected by what happens around him, as in terms of the crowd? He's in his home city, obviously he'll be very fired up at what happened the last time. Yeah,
and he's boxed on some massive cards, he's boxed at the Principality Stadium, 100,000 people in there on the night Joshua fought, so, he's been on some massive cards and he's seen it and done it and, and he's looking forward to Saturday night.
What's your thoughts on the recent ruling by UKAD on the Conor Benn situation?
Say again?
But what's your thoughts on the recent statement by UKAD regarding the suspension of Conor Benn or the provisional suspension?
Yeah, I've only just read that myself yesterday, so, what can I say?
I mean, I presume it must be very difficult for yourself and all of the team with all this swirling around outside the ring.
Yeah, I'll just let his lawyers deal with all that side of it anyway.
And is Conor actively training at the moment?
Sorry?
Is Conor actively training at the moment?
Yeah, he's training, yeah. He's always training, he's never stopped training, so we'll just see what happens anyway.
And what's your thought on the heavyweight situation with Usyk and Fury fight falling through? Lots of slanging matches on social media. It's been undignified for boxing.
What, Fury and Usyk? Yeah, I hope that happens. They got all the belts, so I hope that fight goes on. It'll be a great fight.
Why do you think these type of fights don't happen? I mean, they seem to happen in MMA and UFC, whereas quite often in boxing, the really big fights seem to stumble at the last hurdle.
Well, there's a lot behind the scenes that goes on into making these big fights, financially, and everyone wants the right deal for themselves, so it takes a lot of time to put them together. You can't just put the fights together that easy. It's a lot behind it all. A lot of contracts to be read through and a lot of contracts to be signed, so there's a lot more behind it than you think.
And how is John Ryder's preparation going for his moment of destiny with Canelo?
Yeah, he's good. We fly out Sunday. He's in great shape mentally and physically. he's just looking forward to getting over there now and then getting into the ring.
I mean, how do you prepare for a fight against a guy who's widely considered as the best fighter in the world?
John's prepared well, you know. John's a good fighter. He's smart. He's got a great defence. He's tough. Can bang a little bit. So it's going to be, you know, I think it's going to be a good fight. It'll be a good fight, Ron.
And I presume you've got certain tactics which you won't tell us now, but have you got certain game plans and certain things that Canelo does that you'll be looking to take advantage of?
Yeah, you know, it's difficult to prepare for Canelo because he's, you know, ultra skilled fighter. But I definitely think the past year we've seen a decline in Canelo, and the past year was probably at John's best ever year. So, you know, they're a little bit in different phases of the past year. So, you know, it's a good fight and it's the right fight for John at this stage of his career. And, you know, I'm pleased that Matchroom got the opportunity for him because he's been looking for an opportunity like this his whole career. Finally, he's got it.
Yeah, because John Ryder, he's had a real tough career. He's had some tough fights early on. He's bounced back from a few upsets. I mean, how proud are you of John, the way he's come back from those upsets he's had, the losses?
Yeah, exactly. You know, he should have been world champion. You know, in my eyes and everybody's eyes, he beat Callum Smith. Thought he beat Rocky Fielding for the Commonwealth British title as well. So, you know, in reality, you know, John's really up at super middleweight. He's not really been beat at super middleweight, in my eyes. So, you know, he's going into that fight mentally like he's never been beat at super middle. So, you know, he's confident. And as I say, he's had a great year last year to beat Danny Jacobs, stop Zach Parker. So he's had a great year.
How much has that extra weight helped John becoming the fighter he is now?
Oh, massively. You know, he was struggling in a big way to make middleweight, and I was a bit reluctant at that time to move him up because of his height. But once he moved up to a super middleweight, he's been like a complete different fighter, and that just shows you that, or any young fighter, if they are struggling to make the weight, you know, it shows in their performance, and he showed in a couple of performances that he couldn't do the weight. So, you know, since he's moved up to super middle, as I say, I believe he's been unbeaten at super middle, apart from the controversial decisions, and he should have been world champion. But you know, he's going into this fight against Canelo in the form of his life.
And when he did move up in weight, I mean, how big a decision was that for him? I mean, did you sit down and talk about it for a while, or was it fairly easy for him?
It was a big decision because, as I say, I was reluctant for him to do it, but you know, he wanted to try it out, and he said, "Let me try it out," and you know, he's never looked back since. You know.
Okay, enjoy the rest of your time in Cardiff, and good luck on Saturday night, and thanks for your time. Cheers, thank you.